Hello. When we think back to older Olympic competition, we can always recall someone who tested positive for doping. The equivalent in a computer game would be to use a hack. The result of getting caught being the same, you end up getting stripped of all your glory. Nonetheless, though, the performance-enhancing substances keep getting better and better, harder and harder to detect, and the temptation, the pressure to use something is so very high. Not even for the strength advantage you get in a fight, but because, frankly, if you're training at a high level, there's always an injury bound to strike right around the corner. This is something that concerns every athlete. Many take that walk clean because they're so mentally strong that even an injury does not deter them from their commitment.
You must understand, my foot was a balloon.
But nonetheless, that concern is all too real. Trying to work through an injury mid-training can stunt the healing process. It can feel stubborn, like the problem just is not going away. I know people who've had shoulder injuries from years back that still bother them today, chest injuries, for grapplers, neck and back issues, even many of you watching this right now are committing to work with an injury. The temptation is real. A few cycles of the Ronnie Coleman special, boom, just like that, what was once a curse haunting your mind has vanished altogether. It's not surprising to find Reddit posts discussing how rampant of a problem it is. In Jiu-Jitsu, imagine your typical 6-hour gaming routine now applied to a martial art. Boom! No, you don't have to worry about getting as tired as fast, and if you get injured, no problem. You'll recover in a matter of no time. Seeing these fighters at the highest level of the grand stage with the stringent tier of USAD testing is part of why I have to respect every clean athlete that steps into the arena.
You never tested positive for anything?
Never tested positive in my life. Let me tell you something. I'm not a guy that scours the back of everything I read. I've been tested a million times, never come close.
The fight inside the arena is but a moment compared to the pain many of them endure, training clean. Now, I'm not condoning or promoting this in any way, but it is important to know in order for us to better understand residual myonuclei. There is one way of getting around testing. Take them on the off-season, then stop when you know it will be enough time for it to run out of your system. What do you gain from this? Residual myonuclei. This means that you can take a bunch of performance-enhancing substances and bank strength potential for later, as residual myonuclei likely last your entire lifetime. Basically, you get a permanent physical advantage. So where does weight cutting fit into all of this now? The first thing we note about a drastic weight cut is the sheer size advantage you gain.
Darren Till, Cowboy Cerrone. Here we go. Here we go.
Scissors. They're going to start.
You don't need to snap people.
Look how big Till is, first of all.
Yeah.
But beyond that, if you spent a lot of time training at a bigger weight class, you've stored myonuclei for that weight class. So what happens when you cut weight? You bring that physical advantage with you to that lower weight class. In essence, it's not just about size now, but a real strength advantage. It's part of why Darren Till completely manhandled Donald Cerrone. Why Dustin Poirier, who has spent a lot more time training a lightweight, notably overpowered a Max Holloway who just stopped cutting weight. The downside, though, of weight cutting is that you may be more prone to a concussion as your brain might have less fluid to help absorb shock, and also, when there's less cerebrospinal fluid, your brain may shrink, which means more surface area of the brain may collide against skull wall. The result, a greater likelihood of concussion. Also, with less available substrate like adenosine triphosphate or ATP, glycogen, and creatine phosphate, you're more likely to experience metabolic fatigue. Basically, you'll gas faster. Here's one thing no one talks about when it comes to weight cutting, and Jared Cannonier is a perfect depiction of it. Jared Cannonier is a beast of a middleweight. Israel Adesanya struck Anderson Silva's leg over and over again, but with a few low kicks, Jared finished Anderson. For me, it was a tragic sight seeing a legend on the ground like that. And Jared versus Jack the Joker Hermanson. Jack could not even low kick Jared safely. Like a tank, Jared ate everything Hermanson threw and kept walking forward. It looked as though Jack's strikes would hurt him more than they actually hurt Cannonier. Touching him, the mass and density of his bones paired with the physical advantage he brought down, Cannonier looked like a juggernaut. I believe he joined Yoel Romero and Paulo Costa in the ranks of acknowledged impervious tanks who hurt you more than you hurt them whenever they are struck.
Y'all must be bad luck, mate, because first round, I busted my hand. I cannot feel it up to here.
My legs pretty jacked up. The man felt like cement. But I thought I could really take his movement and I'd force him to wrestle more, and it wasn't the case. He caught me on the first check, but then I kept kicking, and I don't know. Man, the man felt like cement. That's all I got to say.
That's just it. For Cannonier and these men, it's not just a myonuclei and size advantage brought to the game. Jared Cannonier brings a dense, thick bone mass advantage. Think about it. If you're training at heavyweight, if your plan is to be a heavyweight fighter, you are lifting and training as if you are building your body for heavyweight. In that sense, your body doesn't just build strength for that weight class. Your pituitary gland produces HGH, or human growth hormone, to compensate for your body weight and training loads. If you're a bigger man, your body will give you bigger, stronger bones. And if you train heavier weights, your body will further give you bigger and stronger bones. Running and, of course, conditioning your shins on the heavy bag follows the same premise. And with that said, if you want to avoid osteoporosis, lifting heavy with good form will help prevent such due to the stimulated production of HGH. But now, with all of this said, we start to realize why Jared Cannonier is such a beast, why his low kicks and punches have so much dense force behind them. Even though the man is now fighting at middleweight, physically, he's brought down a bank of heavyweight attributes to that division. Giving him some time to keep learning and growing with a body like that in his name will almost be far too fitting. Cannonier, because really, the man is a tank. I'm truly curious to see how he'd match up versus the other two mentioned, Yoel Romero and Paulo Costa. It will be crazy to watch, I'm certain. What do you guys think? If you'd like to stay elevated, please subscribe and hit the notifications. Thank you if you did. It truly does up the channel. Thank you. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. Iska Karma, and until next time, peace.